Morning, Taxi Chronicles here. Goes out to people who think life is really hard and it's really sad and they feel sorry for themselves. I'm going to tell you a short story. I used to be in the military and we were in Afghanistan doing our thing. We were on a mission and we had we're taking a break, let's put it that way. We're taking a break in a fob. Anyway, there's another guy, I'll call him Bob, and we were having good old talk. We talked for hours that day, probably like best part of 6 hours, like a bunch of women, non-stop. We talked about Thailand, we talked about places we've been, things we've done, situations, all these different things. Anyway, in the morning, we got the word that we need to go back. I went back early on patrol. Now, I got to the main base, and then suddenly, when I got to the main base, I went to have some food to eat. And the food was in a tent which was on a hill. And suddenly I heard a massive explosion and the hill moved. The hill literally moved. It just vibrated, a bit like an earthquake. Then we heard, medic, everybody's a medic, get to the room. Now I was a team medic at the time, so I rushed to think. We got briefed that Bob had been blown up by a suicide bomber. Now, he had surgery and they managed to save his life and they managed to save his legs. But many years later, well, a year or so later, I bumped into somebody who bumped into Bob. Now, this is how the story goes. He said, "Oh, how you been? I heard what happened. Are you okay?" He said, "Yeah, well, I was walking through Sangin, Helmand district, as you do, on a Sunday afternoon. I met an old Todger all in white, and he just blew me up." He didn't even bother to say, hello, good morning, or whatever. Now, Bob's gone on to live a life. He's doing whatever he's doing. But the point is, he can have humour about it, even though he's partly crippled, however you want to put it. And he's probably suffering from lots of nightmares and all the rest of it. But he still looks at the glass as half full. So when you think you've got problems in life, look at somebody else, see how bad their problems are, and hopefully that will motivate you to get on and look at the glass as half full and get on in life.